I wanted to hop on to share in the moment, and hopefully it'll encourage as well, but just really wanted to get this out. So as you all know, I will be graduating in December, and I am graduating to walk fully in what I'm already doing as a professional creative. And so because of that, I'm sure it's no surprise when you see me share here and there about creative endeavors, whether it's a short film, whether I've been in another magazine, or just new creative brands like The Right Creative Factory, and most recently Tiff's Tutorials. And of course that makes sense, because that's what you should do with your gifts and skills that God's given you. You should monetize them, use them for the community, help people, all those things. And it just hit me that Tiff's Tutorials hits me different, and I don't think I've ever fully shared like my why for that and my why for choreography. And I just had like a moment recently that just kind of was a check-in, like a heart check of yeah, like you have a backstory to this. So I wanted to share a little bit of that today. Hopefully I can get through it without tearing up. I have not been successful thus far. So most of you know, in 2018 I had, a really acute case of sciatica, and it got me to the point where I could not stand for longer than 20 seconds. Walking was out of the question at any distance. I had to stay with some friends to help me get around. When I was driving and when I was at work, I literally had to be so far reclined I could not see over the steering wheel, because sitting on my tailbone was just out of the question. And it was a really interesting time, because as someone that's used to having full range of mobility, like, what? I can't stand much, I can't walk, I can't bending over, like these things should not be hard. Especially, I was in my 30s, so that was wild to me. It was an interesting time. I thank God I got through that. However, fast forward to about 2-3 years later, I'm in my first semester at Savannah State. I had finally returned to school to get this second BFA, and I started out as a dance concentration. I'm in dance class. We're actually working on modern, and so we were doing Horton technique, for those of you that know modern. And so it was time to do the flat back, and so I could not bend at the waist. Like, there was like pain and limitation stopping my body, and my teacher noticed, and I was like, oh my God, my sciatica coming back, what's going on? Come to find out, in addition to the dead nerves that I had from sciatica, I also had degenerative cartilage between L3 and L4. So that's tailbone. And I actually had to like not be a dance concentration anymore. That's what caused my change to theater. I had to go to the chiropractor for a year, 4 days a week, and even now still I will have to go to the chiropractor for the rest of my life. That's just what it is. That is the things that degenerated are just things that you can't grow back. You can't like regrow nerves, you can't grow back cartilage, like it's just gone. And so I forever will have a new normal because of that situation. And part of the groups that I create programs for Tiff's Tutorials is people that have limited mobility. And this is people that, because I just had like my small tidbit of it, right? But these are people that are chair bound, whether it's wheelchair bound or they just can't stand, they have muscle issues, or all kinds of reasons. That they're people that have to be seated permanently or seated for a primary amount of time. And so in addition to the children's routines that are for children that they don't want to dance for a living, their parents notice them bopping around the house, they enjoy singing along, so now they have a dance along through my program, Tiff Tutorials. And then the other group is for those that want a low impact, whether it's because of a heart condition or whether it's because they just need some way to keep moving without breaking too much of a sweat for health reasons, right? That group I've been able to help as well, because there are a lot of people that, you know, you see these like workout routines and they're supposed to be like, oh, well, here's the low impact version. And you were looking at them like, that's giving still very high impact to me. And if you're not a choreographer like I am, you're not really gonna know how to modify it without like hurting yourself, killing yourself. But this limited mobility one really has hit me as far as my personal connection to it, not just my sciatica and my tailbone issues, but there's been people in my life that have been greatly affected by having a limited range of motion. My stepfather, may he rest in peace, he had rheumatoid arthritis real bad, and when his joints swelled up, he could not do anything. He could not do anything. Like, and just to kind of see him sometimes get depressed and just, it's a whole different animal when you are used to being able to move around and you can't. And it really creates a lot of issues for some people, just having to just sit there, you know, and quality of life can go down or worse. And so he definitely affected my why for this, but I also know people or am connected to people that it's nothing like somebody that you love and just seeing them kind of lose their quality of life, waste away because they're not able to move. And this group of people, I feel like a lot of people don't think about a lot when it comes to fitness and movement, because even if they're just sitting there, they can't walk, they can't stand, they still want ways to figure out how they can lose weight or move around or be fit while they're seated. So I'm really grateful that God gave me this idea for just creating that seated choreography so that they can still figure out ways to move, or even just because you are in a wheelchair or whatever the situation is does not mean that you don't want to be able to dance within your limitations. You know, we joke about it a lot as far as when we're riding in the car or we're at a party and we want to get up and dance, you know, we do our chair dance, you know, and we joke about that a lot, but for some people that's literally all that they can do. And oh my gosh, your mom, hey cuz, yeah, and it's they still want ways to move. And I recently was on a Facebook post of these guys dancing. I don't know if y'all know the Free Mind Challenge, the Tim's remix. I love that song. And there was a lady that had commented and saying, you know, I love seeing you young men dance. You know, I'm older, but when I see you guys' videos, my muscles, I have, you know, my muscles have degenerated, and I have a muscle condition, but I still try to do what I can, and I do the upper half of y'all's moves while I'm sitting in my chair. And so I reached out to her and I was like, you know, I have a program for people just like you. It's seated choreography, and just her happiness at hearing about it, like, it did my heart so good. She was like, I've been looking for something like this. You know, I've been sitting through COVID. I got the COVID-20. I need a way to lose it. And so she purchased one of the programs, which it was 3-song tutorial for $5.99. So like, I'm happy that I'm able to keep it affordable. And they also have the monthly subscription that she's gonna get, where it's a full song tutorial per week for a month. So 4 tutorials a month for $9.99. So, you know, it's like nothing. But just to see her reaction to it and her being so excited to have a way to move while she was sitting down, like, it just kind of hit me like, people really need this and are looking for something like this. And that feeling was amplified because I went to a retirement community yesterday, and my mom used to stay in one, and also because I do the grocery delivery, I deliver to a lot of the like senior apartments. like that. And I was just talking to the ladies that are sitting outside and just telling them what I'm doing, and just to see their face light up, like they were like, oh, that'll be a way for me to work out. And I think we don't think about the fact that people that maybe in their 70s, 80s, what have you, like they still want to enjoy life. They still want to work out within the range of what they can do. And I feel like a lot of people don't think about that group. And so since this is Thankful November, I just want to come on and say I'm so thankful to just really be locked in and tuned into my why for the Tiff tutorials, and my why for people that are chair bound or limited in how they can stand, and the service that I'm able to provide to them. And I really am inspired. I'm going to do some more with this, so definitely stay tuned. I'll be announcing something later. Because like my cousin said, even just for me, it's just really heartbreaking just to see somebody just like, you can just see how frustrated they are, right? You can just see how frustrated they are, and you can just see like, I really want to be doing more. I don't know what to do. Something that's so simple for the rest of us, for someone in that situation, it's like, whatever. And then I feel like a lot of people in the dance world that are supposed to be, you know, choreographers and dance teachers, it's more about showing off. Like, you never want to simplify, because it's more so like people in this world choreograph for other dancers or for other choreographers, and you don't want to do a routine where they're like, oh, that's all you got, you know, that's very boring, that's very not complicated. You don't want to do boring routines. But some people don't want, can't do a lot of the routines that are out here right now. And so just me being able to use this brand to, you know what, this is, for me, it's simplified, but this is exactly what you need, and this is gonna be a way for you to keep moving, a way for you to have fun, whether it's my children's programs, the low impact programs, or the people, or the limited mobility seated programs. So for, you know, those business owners out there, other creative entrepreneurs like myself, I hope that you are encouraged and inspired to keep doing what you do, remembering the purpose behind why you started whatever business that you started. And this Thankful November, let's just be thankful for our jobs, our gifts, the services that we can provide. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for the things that are to come for this brand. And like I said, I will be letting you know later a little bit more about this, but I'm gonna get off now with all the feels, and shout out to everybody out there that has limited mobility. We do see you guys, and I got something for you.